Fuse and Manley. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the Tomodachi tournament. We're straight into the action. We've got Fuse out of Brisbane versus Manley. We've already seen Manley put their first goal in, and now Fuse, they've got their offense out and they're managing to move it. They are coming out in a vert stack. Maylin goes wide but slips. There's a little dewy. Added insult to injury there with the Manley player kind of dinging it into Maylin. Not a great way to start the morning. Manley now, a chance to go 2-0 up. The hammer's coming out. It's ripped cross field. They're lining up, and that's a goal. We're pretty sure it's a goal. It is a goal. So Manley, great hammer cross field into the end zone. They take a 2-0 lead. And an extra special treat for us today is I'm joined by the great, the one, the only, Mike Palmer. Mike, great to have you with us.
Howdy, Wazza. Thanks for being here, mate.
An absolute pleasure.
Not the first choice when it comes to commentary. We actually just lost power just before the game pool started there, so that was a bit exciting.
Keeps everyone on their toes.
Yeah, got to stay awake, right?
That's right.
Shout out to the coffee cart. Keeping us going.
I got a delivery. Did the young fella delivered it to me? Yeah, they like giving it to him.
It's a hilarious dynamic over there, actually.
Oh,
there's like mother, daughter, and younger son, and the younger son's in training, and it's just hilarious.
Baptism of fire. They absolutely feed it to him. Poor guy. But
they should make a YouTube video of their exploits. I think 100%. That would be hilarious. I would watch that stuff. Meanwhile, Frisbee.
Manley, good start to the game. As we see, Holly Reeve with a really good pull, continuing from yesterday. For those who watched the Manley games, Holly's pulls were on point. With the one exception, when I said her pulls were on point, she pulled a brick. So nice bid, keeping the O alive there with Fuse. It's Amanda Wong with the layout grab. Fuse not getting a lot of activity up in upfield. Their stack looks really stagnant, so their handlers are having to work extra hard. It'll be Wong again, but this one sails over the top. Fuse probably having to take kind of their third or fourth option because, again, as I said, there's not much generating out of the stack. So Manly have a chance to take an early 3-0 lead. Not seeing a lot of defensive pressure from Fuse. No one marking the discs, so someone continuing to be free. They've got the match now. Throw out wide to the open side. Reeve. Patient. Sends the disc back in. It's Kayla Chan. And looks in the flick. Throws the break flick. Holly has to read it a little bit, but does it. Nice throw out to the break side from Chan. Reeve catching the goal. Needed to do a little bit of work, but the disc did sit up. Lovely conditions this morning. As Mei Lin experienced, it's a little bit dewy underfoot, but apart from that, I think we're actually in for a nice summer's day, Mike.
Yeah, that's a quick start there. 3-zip on the bounce. That's not what you want if you're Fuse. So nice little throw here. Just Holly points, just put the Frisbee anywhere over that corner and lead her into the space. That's pretty good. A good outside-in forehand there, Moz.
One might say that's a useful thing to have in the community, an outside-in forehand. So as you say, Manly, pretty good start, pretty quick start. 3 points in a row. If you were Fuse, if you were coaching Fuse, what would the message be, Mike?
It's been a long time since I've coached anything. Keep it simple, I reckon. Like sometimes people just overthink things and you're trying to squeeze things in holes. Like just take the first easy options and just keep the disc movement. Like you kind of need that. Try and get everyone to touch the Frisbee, just that sort of stuff. I don't think it's panic stations yet. Panic stations is just huck it to the end zone of your best receiver and try and get a cheap point. Which is probably good. That could also work.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen.
Yeah, I'll go with the second one, actually.
Yeah? All right. Yeah, cool.
Everyone getting a touch. Forget that. Let's just send it to the best receiver, get a point on the board.
Yep.
Div 2 level coaching right there.
Well, we have seen all these games thus far. It's been a great tournament. So many close games. As Mei Lin gets hand blocked. Probably not the start Mei Lin wanted. And Manly now a chance to go 4-0 up early on. This one put up into the stack, but again, trailing over to the break side. That's a fantastic grab, taken really high.
Tall people in the stack, just send it up there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's Maya Malik, I'm pretty sure.
Gloves, interesting. I never got into the gloves, but work there.
They're making a bit of a resurgence.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've seen? A few people.
I mean, if it's snowing, I get it.
Sure, yeah. And there were ultimate gloves, right? They had a little moment. But what I've been seeing is, like gardening gloves, like the ones you get at Bunnings. No joke, I've seen people running around with gardening gloves on, which I think is a bit much. But anyway, whatever works.
Probably cheaper than maybe we
should. Big time.
We could go into business and buy gardening gloves and stick an ultimate sticker on there and sell it to Americans for $25 a pop. A bit of spike ball action. Fuse timeout. That's pretty good.
The reason we're seeing some spike ball is that, as you say, Fuse have called a timeout. Probably the right thing to do. Things are not exactly gelling for Fuse, so they're going to talk it over.
I was impressed with the quantity of dogs yesterday. Like, I've never seen a park with so many dogs in it just all day, because we love showing our dogs on ULTI.TV here. So
we ran a count.
The count.
I think it was the...
Oh, dogs. There we go.
I think that was the Border Collie that... no, the Labs. The Labs and the Golden Retrievers, because I can't tell them apart. I counted them as one, but I think we had 6 of them. So
I was impressed with your definition of dog breeds. I don't even know that. I've got like big dogs, small dogs, medium dogs?
I did put all the small dogs together because I can't tell them apart. But so far, my favourite this morning is down in the end zone line, off to our left. A corgi that's very, very chatty, very happy. I think we're going to see a shot with him in a moment. But whenever there was a cheer going up from Fuse, our friend wanted to be part of it. There he is.
Oh.
Just loves to be part of it.
Weird dog. There was a corgi here yesterday with someone, and they're he ran over and started sniffing around, and the guy's trying to retrieve him from under the table, and he's like misbehaving. I'm like, it's royalty. He doesn't have to.
This is fine.
Doesn't have to behave. Actually, the coolest dog I think I've ever met. It's a bit of a long story, so bear with me. But it was a dingo kelpie cross, and I met this dog. I think it was like a world champ surfers jetty we ended up on the. So one of my dad's friends had a boat, and he took us out for a cruise on Sydney Harbour, and then the boat. We just thought we'd just go out and come back, but he kind of just went round and round, and we kept going and going, and eventually his boat ran out of petrol, and we got stuck. He's ex-water police, this guy, so I don't know how he ran out of petrol. So we're just floating along. Yeah. Someone tried to tow us. The tow rope got caught in their propeller. We all just drifted into this bunch of yachts. Someone's yelling up the top, came out and giving this guy a serve for possibly bashing his yacht. Anyway, we floated over and just perched on this guy's pier, and he had a dingo kelpie cross, and he was like, would play with this bit of stick, and he'd play fetch with it, so you'd throw it, but it would catch it like 2 inches from your fingers. This dog was just super hyper
on it.
But it looked like a dingo, but it was like half kelpie, obviously. Yeah. It was cool. But then the dog, the stick got progressively shorter and shorter, and then but the dog would choose which bit of the stick was the bit of the stick.
Of course,
because all the other bits didn't matter. Anyway, that's my story. It's interesting.
Hard to go past the cattle dogs.
All right, let's see what Fuse do out of the timeout. If they go for the send it to the end zone method.
Inside out flick, and now they look to send it long. And that one is a great grab.
Fantastic.
That's a fantastic grab by Meg O'Regan, I believe one of the Irish imports.
Chest bumps like it. That was really cool. That little inside out, just open up half the field, bang, off you go.
Yep, it was good. Yeah, Meg O'Regan out of Cork. No one's perfect.
Oh, there's some fantastic folks over in Ireland. I was lucky to be over there for the Masters.
It was Limerick, not was it?
Yeah, that was Limerick. Yep.
Yeah.
It was like the university grounds right next to the fields. It was very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that inside out. Break side, and everyone's got the head start. There you go.
Yeah,
that's a quality snag, that is.
Yep. It was Ash McGuinness putting that one up. Yes. I like Limerick, much better than Cork. Oh, I've got eyes there, Mike. I like the Limerick boys.
Well, I'm useless. I just switched off the wrong mic, and then, I don't know. At least I didn't say anything embarrassing. The Ranelagh beat Clapham.
Yeah.
Was that last year or the year before?
Yeah.
I can't remember. That was classic. I remember I was actually driving home from Sydney on a gig where we'd worked 42 hours in 48, so I was a bit out of it. But I was like, we're on the edge of reception driving the van back to Adelaide from Sydney, and I had the game running, and I'm like yelling at the screen. It was pretty exciting.
So the good news is Fuse are on the board. It means we're also now seeing Manly's offense with Jess Lynn. Steps out, throws a nice flat flick. Count getting high, but they're continuing to move it through. Just outside the end zone line. Dump goes up the line. Not in. That's Taryn Anderson with the disc. Taryn steps around, now looking to throw the flick again. It's a very tight one, and Fuse managed to get the D. That was always going to be pretty tight.
There must have been someone free because two defenders came to the corner.
Yeah.
That makes for a good game, 4-1.
4-1 Fuse with this chance to put their first break of the game in.
Classic Aussie crop circles on the field.
Yeah. Jody Brown looks to throw the low backhand break. Instead, Safer options to O'Brien. O'Brien just puts a little bit too much air on it, and Jenny Wu is able to catch the D. Looks to Anderson. Taryn Anderson this time wants to get the dump off. Misses her target in Maya Melick, and Fuse are going to have another look at it. Fuse. May looks for the dump, looks for the huck, and then throws the dump away, and Melick's going to look for the quick goal. Bit of patience instead. I think that's Wu, Jenny Wu. Catches the goal. Fun fact about Jenny Wu is that she rates herself in terms of the banana bread cooking skills.
Oh, is that why there was banana bread chat yesterday?
That must have been. According to Jenny, she makes, I quote, the bombest banana bread.
Great little leading pass there. Just put it out in front, let the receiver adjust for it. Makes it look good. And 5-1. Holly Reeve with the pull again. It's a nice little spot here, Chili's home ground, training ground. Saw the boys running around on Thursday night for training.
It's not a bad part of the world. I was saying to the team.
Hoity-toity.
Sorry?
Hoity-toity.
Yes. They're not struggling in this neck of the woods.
No slappers.
If not for the some of the donuts on the ground, these fields, especially the ones actually over there, they're like a snooker table. They are absolutely gorgeous. And even with the doughies on this field, it's very nice.
It's clearly a budget for the mowing though.
Yes. Not easy. So Holly again with the pull. It's a nice one, landing in bounds. And really good rundown from Manley on the first pass.
Oh, unfortunate, just bounced out.
That was O'Regan Artal. And Holly Reeve puts one long. And that's absolute laser. Anna Stoddard. We called it a few times yesterday on the stream, Reeve to Stoddard. That's kind of their first look. I think,
why wouldn't you?
We were talking about, this being this is a great social tournament, real emphasis on friendship and spirit and all that kind of stuff. It is also a tournament in the lead up to nationals.
Yeah.
So this is where they kind of, you come down, you train, you drill your first looks, and it's really clear from Manley that they've got a little bit of either a pool reception play or an initial kind of kick-off play if they get the turn, and it's Reeves' first look to Stoddard.
Yeah. Probably a few in the book at Nationals with that combination.
100%.
It was a great throw there, kind of like, I actually thought the defence had a read on it,
yeah,
but it was one of those like teasing throws that made the defence think, I've got to go that way, and then they did the full 180, and the Frisbee just goes just over the top. So great touch throws, those ones.
Yeah. Conditions much nicer than yesterday. Yesterday had a fair bit of wind around so far.
It's dead, isn't it?
There's not a lick of wind to speak of. So
it wasn't consistent wind either. It was just that sort of blustery, annoying. It was great when you threw it, but then the wind blows it away kind of wind.
Yep, spot on.
Oh, I should actually put the call out. Actually, if there's any women out there who want to be commentators, because I'd much rather have two women here commentating Women's Ultimate, but we need a few more people. If you're injured or too old to play, or that's kind of where it's at for commentary, isn't it? Unfortunately, most of the good commentators are good players.
Correct. We're in Kooyong. We're at Gelman, Cowan and Fuse again.
I was thinking like moving forward.
Oh, right.
But if someone's actually in the area now and you want to come down, that's fine.
Oh, very nice bid, but it doesn't come off. Manley getting in a really commanding position at the moment. I think that makes it 7-1.
7-1, yeah.
It doesn't feel like a 7-1 game.
No, it doesn't.
Honest,
it's kind of been,
I'd say 3 or 4.
At least if you get 3-0 up at the bounce, that helps, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it feels closer. It's just Fuse just aren't feeling it. They're just unforced errors a lot of the time in the first kind of 3 throws. So they're keeping the energy up on the sideline. Lots of high fives.
It's half at 7 usually, but
They are. Yeah, they're playing.
is there actually a signal for half time? Because that would be super useful.
I don't know. I don't even know the rules,
Okay.
Mike, let alone the hand signals.
I'm
Yeah.
still on like 2012 version.
They are going to take half. We got there.
we
7-1.
should get a hand signal for half. That would be good.
I think there isn't there? I don't know. If you know what the hand signal for half is,
Yep,
or you've
whack it
got
in the
ideas
comments.
as to what it should be, please drop it in the comments and we'll check it out. And as Mike said, if you're an aspiring commentator at a loose end, either today or into the future,
Yeah.
especially if you're a female, love to get you down. I think we're at Gelman Cowan Reserve. I think that's what it's called. Down in Kooyong. Just follow the smell of money. All right. I'm gonna.
Yeah, just like leaving it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, we should check out if there's any comments, eh? Oh, we'll have a quick break. We'll be back in a sec. Welcome back after half. G'day Milan. He's in the chat. My fellow compatriot up north, long way north, based in Amsterdam, is waiting on a new baby to arrive, if it hasn't arrived already. I think it's pretty close. So
fantastic.
we were saying how cute the baby will be because he's pretty cute and his partner's pretty cute. So
a lot of support as we see. What do we got there? What dog's that?
Oh,
It's
two.
a German Shepherd.
It's a giant dog.
You're not mucking around with them. We are keeping a dog count. I have a feeling, Mike, we're going to exceed yesterday's. Yeah, that's a horse. We're going to exceed yesterday's count. We got up to upwards of 22 dogs yesterday, and I think we're already at about 5.
Yeah.
But as I was about to say, a lot of support for our Irish compatriots, Megan and Serge, getting it done. Serge, Megan actually with a nice layout grab. I think that was one of. I think that was Fuse's goal. Was a result of that.
That was, yes.
So, unfortunately out of cork, but that's okay. We forgive her. I listened to the Fuse. So that was obviously half. Listened to the Fuse huddle, and it was Manley, and it was similar to what we were saying. A lot of their focus is really around their pool reception. So Manley's ask of the team was for the handlers to try and catch the pull. They noted that Manley's rundown was really, really strong, and that was putting pressure on from the first pass. And I think we saw that reflected that most of the turns came within like the first 3 passes. Also, in an optimistic way, kind of commented that the stack was quite static coming out of that pull reception. So early movement from the handlers, and then the stack getting engaged. So you can see Fuse answering the call, catching the pull. And it was Fleming. Now moved it to Mei Lin, who goes with the break backhand. It's a deep disc, and there's a really nice
great read. Just outside the line. No.
Gonna bring it off. So Manley now. Sophie Johns.
Oh, it was so close. It was only like a half a metre short of the line.
Stoddard. Doesn't like the up line. And then nice peel off. That was Adrian Fleming peeled off her defender. Sorry, her opponent. Saw the up the line option go and decided to stay in the lane. So she's going to come back and pick up the disc now with Fuse lining up in a vert. And Adrian's going to stick it. Sees a really good option.
That's a great throw.
Absolutely. And that's Elle Smith out of Brisbane.
Right amount of edge just to cut through the air, drop down so it doesn't float. If that floated, the defender was probably in the game, but it's just
Elle Smith catching that goal. Here's one for you. Has synesthesia. Didn't know if I was going to say that right. And for those who don't know, I'm going to have to say it again now. Synesthesia is that she sees letters in colour.
I have never, ever...
Yep.
I haven't heard of that.
Yep, unless she's having us on. The notes that I've got here, synesthesia, I see letters in colour.
Does that mean that when you look at colour you see letters, or does that mean that when you...
see colours you see... I don't know.
Yeah.
We might have to grab Elle, actually, and find out, because that is absolutely fascinating regardless.
All letters appear in colour.
I see letters in colour. You know what? This needs a... This doesn't just need a Google. This needs a ChatGPT, actually. If you're listening on the stream and you either have synesthesia or you can help us understand what that is,
Can ask Chat
fascinated.
GPT for some more adjectives.
All right.
Rex Johnson doing great work, also on the socials and everything at the same time as doing camera 2.
Wentworth King moves it up to Jenny Wu. Jenny Wu at the halfway point. Sticks outside in flick. Nice pressure from the Fuse defender. Made life just that little bit too hard for Maya Malik.
I don't think she got a fingertip to it, but she's just like close enough to make her attack it, which...
Yeah. So we'll see Jodie Brown picking up the disc. Carolyn Stokes as the dump. And again, the Fuse stack is just a little bit stagnant, so now has to move. Dump goes up the line. Count's going to be getting high, so it's a hit and hope, but it's a really nice flat backhand, and that's going to work. Did that land out of bounds?
Yeah, it just went about a metre out.
Looked good off the hand.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but then she stopped running because the line's there, obviously.
There's a call. So there's a call.
Retracted.
It retracted. I think there was a bit of contact. So that was Georgia Sullivan. I think when she came out of the stack, so the dump went up the line. Georgia Sullivan was front of the stack, came out and got a bit of contact, but I think they've agreed it didn't affect the play. And critically, that huck actually didn't come back in. So that's why you're seeing the Manly team walk it up. And a nice D. Fuse starting to get at least their defense, getting a little bit more pressure on defense.
Oh,
and they're going to go. They're going to go quick. Oh, just bobbles out.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a dime.
Looks good. Ash McGuinness having to bid.
He only got it on the second bounce there.
And another turnover. So Fuse bringing back a little bit of their defensive intensity. Both teams looking to move it quick on the turn. So that's Surge. And again, another turnover. Ash McGuinness not able to hold that one. I think Ash is actually, she's wearing the Bunnings gloves, I think. Those are I'll show you. They're genuine gardening gloves. Jenny Wu again picking up the disc.
Whatever works, I guess. All the people who did the R&D for actual ultimate gloves are probably turning in their grave. Well, not graves. I assume they've gone out of business, so that's like a... It's a Japanese glove brand for a while. Anyway, back to the play.
By Malik. Throws a little bit of a blade over the stack. Had a bit too much angle on it. And Fuse are going to get another look. See that one having a fair bit of angle.
They look like gardening gloves too.
Okay, so we got our work cut out for us. Got to find out.
I tell you, next time I go to Bunnings, there's a lot more for me to look at now.
Yeah.
Go check out the gloves. If it's really cold, it keeps your fingers warm. I'm a bit old school, mate. I'm just like feeling the plastic on my fingers.
As we see Fuse starting to get it. So Fleming now holds that one. And another one bobbling out. That was Georgia O'Sullivan. Nice cut. Not able to hold on to it. So Jenny Wu once again. Really disciplined stack set up. A little bit of shake and bake. Malik just at the end zone line. Thinks about throwing that same throw. Doesn't, instead goes to Wu. And that's just out of bounds.
Oh, that would have been one of those like toe drag miracle caps if they got that. But
so Fuse can be happy that even though the offense probably isn't going their way now, they're at least getting turns, they're getting stops, and that's what we weren't seeing in the first half. Manly were really good. Their defensive line, once they got it, they didn't give it back. Whereas now we're seeing a little bit more two-way Frisbee. Fuse managing to get multiple turns in a point. Really nice put, and this one's a great one out in space. Fantastic grab by O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan looks back, goes to Surge, and can't finish it.
They just can't buy a vowel, can they?
Isabel Hamilton just bubbling out.
That was great on the previous from the end zone line. There's Malik peeled right off the stack, stuck in the middle, they just throw straight around her.
Yeah.
So.
And Manley again. So Malik winds up the big flick and then throws the big flick.
Read.
Nice, well read. Fuse doing well to set the D. Taryn Anderson. Safe, back dump to Malik, gives it back to Anderson, but peeling off the front was Amanda Wong, could see the play. Made a bold play to stay in the lane. Didn't allow the give go up the line. And another stop from Fuse. So this has, even though a turn with a point with multiple turns, this feels more representative of the game. You know, we're seeing
it's like a bit more of a dour struggle.
Exactly, it's not a 2-7 game as we see Fuse check it in. And this time they're able to move it off the line, which is good. That's been something they've been struggling with. Amanda Wong, count getting up. Discipline those. Committed to her dump. Here's Jody Brown. Now the crossfield. That one had a bit of heat on it.
I don't think that's where it was supposed to go. I think that was supposed to go to the end zone. But
and it kind of, I think it hit O'Sullivan. It wasn't thrown to her, like you say, but was able to hold on to it. as we see Taron Anderson now picking up the disc. Throws nice inside out break to Melick. Melick again looking break side, doesn't like it. Jenny Wu. Jenny Wu looking break, nice raking wide backhand to Anderson. Comes now, Anderson cycles back to Wu. Wu throws the open side and just bobbling out.
The cheer went up.
It would have been good. Everyone liked it. Lovely flat backhand. Great bid. Just sitting out. As we mentioned, the conditions.
Timeout.
Yeah, and fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
It was a
enough.
pretty epic point.
Yeah.
I think it's been going for at least 10 minutes. It was under 30 when I looked at the clock.
Yeah, and both teams getting, you can always tell the nature of the point when the sideline, when their teammates like sprint to get them water.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been
These
resting
guys are
long enough,
knackered. Yeah.
And the sideline's fresh.
So they've got legs, but they can tell that their 7 teammates on the line are working pretty hard.
Oh, there's these endless points where you just can't, both teams just can't quite make that final connection because they've pretty much been going the full length of the field and not quite connecting, vice versa.
Plenty of turns in the respective end zones.
It's interesting, like Manly, most of their points haven't had turnovers probably up to this point. They've actually, their pull plays worked and it's been quite consistent. But when the turnovers start coming from Fuse, then that makes Manly have to play a bit more free form, and then that's more opportunity for them to get the turnovers. So
exactly.
Oh, the dog chart's up.
Dog chart's up. We had another corgi. There we go.
It does make you realise how bizarre. There's so many different shapes and sizes of dogs and things. We've really gone to town breeding these things. It's quite weird.
Yeah, 24 dogs yesterday.
That's it, new column.
So I think there's a positive sign from Fuse that they've responded coming out of half. They're probably, like it's harsh, but they probably weren't competitive, and I don't think they would disagree with that in that first half. And it was just not kind of gelling for them now. Now there's a lot more, at least, defensive intensity, and they're taking shots.
Yeah, the defense definitely brought them back because like Manly were not really not contested is probably not the right word, but they were, their defense, their O-line was on a roll.
Yeah.
But now that they've interrupted that sort of made for more opportunities, which makes for a better game. I did see the other day on the old socials that the AUDL have rebranded to the Ultimate Frisbee Association. And I checked the date, it's not April 1st, they actually have done this, apparently. It's some kind of joint venture with Whammo that own Frisbee, so they could put Frisbee in the name. And
really?
I genuinely thought it was a joke. And then I saw like 2 or 3, 4 more posts, and I'm like, all right, there you go. Ultimate Frisbee Association.
Ultimate Frisbee, okay.
UFA.
I thought Ultimate was trying to get away from being called Frisbee.
Well, because they've done the deal with the people who own the trademark,
Whammo,
they're able to use it. But I don't know, it seems a bit strange for me.
Okay, so
I'm not really a fan of the ADL with referees and men's only Ultimate. I think they'd be much better if they were mixed and no referees. But there's a bunch of rich white American owners that want to feel important and own a team. That's how that's rolling over there. Anyway, back to the beautiful women's Ultimate going on here.
Exactly. All right.
Playing Ultimate Frisbee too.
So a unique setup. It almost looks like a bit of a J stack as we see Manly put down a really good lock-on defence. The Fuse sticking their way through it until they can't.
The downside of the timeout is you end up in a static location, right? Yeah.
So Manly looking to end this long point. Melick. Oh, that was nice anticipation from Fuse. Looks to stick. Instead, a bit of discipline, but now the long throw comes. Really nice huck. Fantastic huck. Probably throw of the morning so far. That's to Surge. Apologies if you could pick up some fruity language from the sideline. Yes.
That wouldn't have been our Irish friends, would it?
Well, exactly.
No.
And if you heard the accent, you'd understand why. You can't trust them. You can't take them anywhere, especially the ones from Cork. My goodness. But one of the best plays from Fuse didn't result in a goal, but they got field position and that's helped them now.
Net gain, yep.
Yeah.
Now, this is the bit that's been hard, is actually getting into the end zone on this point.
So we'll see Jody Brown look break. Doesn't like it, instead throws open side, and it's bobbled, but then it's good as the goal. And that's Ash McInnes. Needed 2 bites at the cherry, but got there.
Fantastic. It was great. Yeah, that long throw to get the field possession was definitely where they made up that ground. That was excellent.
So well done, because that was still the same point, wasn't it? That was that.
Yeah, that's the long. Yeah. So it's like
grounded out.
More than 15-minute point, really, in a 60-minute game. That's that's pretty epic.
So I don't know if this will help or confuse you more. Synesthesia is a neurological phenomenon which stimulation of one sensory or cognitive pathway leads to involuntary experiences in a second sensory or cognitive pathway. In simpler terms, I probably should have just started here, individuals with synesthesia may experience a blending of crossing of senses that's not typical for most people. People might perceive colours when they hear music, associate tastes with words, or see numbers as having specific spatial locations. That is fascinating.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
Yeah. So that's what Elle Smith brings to the team.
Would that help you read the disc?
I don't know.
Depends on. Yeah. Chat GPT for the win. It is pretty amazing, this stuff.
Oh, I'm all for it.
I actually did some coding in it. I'm like, write some code for, we use vMix software to do the streams. I'm like, write some code that'll do this. Said, sure, here you go. And then I tried it, it didn't work. I said, it didn't work. And it's like, oh, sorry, that function isn't supported. And then it did it again, still didn't work. But after about 5 or 6 times, it got something that worked.
I'm on it. I'm all for it.
I just wanted to check my emails and answer, so I don't have to do that. I assume that... Oh.
Holly Reeve, great, big backhand goal, backhand huck.
In stride. That's like about the perfect throw. Like, she didn't even break stride at all. Yeah. Didn't have to stretch, didn't have to slow down. So she kept running straight to the coffee cart.
Exactly. So a beautiful huck on the point before, and it was almost as if Holly said, whatever you can do, I can do better. Had a little bit of separation, lovely wide step out, puts a bit of air underneath it, but there was also fantastic...
that's like centimetre perfect. That's amazing.
Yeah, fantastic separation from Jenna Kim. She had probably 5 metres on her opponent. And Reeve showing why she is one of the best players on the scene.
Half a second, assess the whole field, bang.
Yeah. So, Manley maintaining their position with a healthy lead, 8-3. And
I assume Dad said no to the tablet, so Felix was asking me.
Oh, right. Yep.
Going upstairs.
Plenty out in the real world, as you said. Great pull from Holly. This one has a little bit of air under it, and as we said at half, Manly doing a really good job of being down on the first pass, which they are. So, again, just struggling a little bit. Nice shake and bake. That's Fleming, I believe. Adrian Fleming. So the handler's starting to move it okay, but their challenge is downfield. It's really hard to get any cuts getting generated, and the ones that are do have pressure on them, which leads to the turnover. And Fleming gets it right back, anticipated really well, ran underneath her defender. Nice D. And
this is a great day for Frisbee. It's absolutely dead.
Yeah. It's gonna be
but
lovely.
there's just like enough just to give you that little bit of float on the disc.
Yeah. Ali Bowden. Fleming showing that she's available. Ali goes to Fleming, but that's on the break side, so that'll work. That's a nice throw. Fleming fakes the backhand huck, goes to Bowden, centers the disc. But again, Fuse you can see them there, so static. And when they are getting cuts, they're getting picks. So that's the main thing Fuse need to work on here, is just generating clean cuts. Yeah, see that stacks all over the joint.
Done a fair bit of work in Europe with Felix Chardlot of Hex fame. It's we always have a lot of chat about whether the stack is actually the best way to make a whole bunch of clean options or not. But
Great up the line cut from Fleming. Goes to O'Regan. O'Regan, wanted the big flick huck. Now they've got 2 dumps. Bowden, nice. Courageous throw, courageous cut. Back to Fleming. Really dictating this point. Back to Bowden. And the handler offense. Oh, they're not in yet. Right on the end zone line. Fleming goes up the line and a little lefty backhand. Adrian Fleming take a bow. Best on for that point.
Oh, it's a bit of a run.
It is a run.
For
4-8.
Took the first. It was 4-0 at some point, right? So,
yeah.
was it?
Yeah. Yeah, so basically trading goal for goal since then. But power to Fleming. You see number 10 in the back there. Gets engaged as a dump. Goes up the line. Lovely little lefty backhand, high release. But Fleming dictating play. Saw that Fuse, as we said, had their challenges in the stack and with the cuts. So took the responsibility.
It looks like she's pivoting as a left-handed person.
Yes.
Is she left-handed?
No, just be left-handed.
There you go, lefty. What's really confusing when lefties throw righties?
Oh, we don't do that.
That doesn't work?
No,
Okay.
no, we can barely throw as lefties. Maybe that's just me.
I always used to throw flicks on that side, not lefties, but I wasn't cool back in the day.
Yeah, but
well, we didn't think of it. That's really the truth. But
well, it's actually in the rules. Ruben was telling me, Ruben Berg. It doesn't really matter what pivot you set up as a lefty. Lefties can't travel. It's in the rules. There's no
okay, there you go.
As a lefty. Yeah.
If Ruben said it, I'll believe it.
The new rules are in. So
is Ruben lefty too?
No, but I am.
He probably could throw better with his left hand than I can with my right, though. So.
He's in the disc golf scene these days.
That's true.
As we see a flat flick that almost went into the sideline camera. And Manley going to look to run it quickly. So they've centered it. Nice break backhand. Excellent grab to keep the point alive. That's Wentworth Ping. It's a second layout grab today. Back to Taryn Anderson. Taryn Anderson throws the flat flick, but there's a D. A nice run through D, but there might be a call. It was Isabel Hamilton running through. I think she... Let's see. Izzy gets inside. Pretty close. Pretty close.
I think a lot of time, like, in these situations, so I watch a lot of Frisbee doing what we do with the streaming, but that it feels like it's... I can't tell from here, but... that you kind of feel that the fingers get ripped out.
Yeah.
We couldn't really tell, to be honest, but so the players coming over for the VAR. That it feels like it's a strip because your fingers are partially over the disc, so when it gets hit, it gets ripped out. So you feel like it's been ripped out, but you actually didn't close and stop the spin.
Control, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it happens a lot.
I think a good outcome came there. I think
that's
turned it.
Fair.
Yeah. And now Manley a chance. Sorry, Fuse a chance, and they've caught another one. So on the march here, Fuse. Really nice high grab.
A bit of swagger, chest bump, love it. That was a great throw. Like it was like to the space behind the stack. So it just went up over the stack, dropped down in the bucket. There you go.
And they're very excited.
And that is 8-5 to Manley. So it's actually a bit of a comeback trail here.
Yeah. That's Serge catching the goal. It's her first Australian tournament. Out of Ireland.
Speak double hands over the head, making sure of it. I love the post-catch swagger, though. That was great. It's like, look at me, I caught a catch. I love it.
Yeah. A lot of contrast between Serge's other sport, which is hurling.
Wow.
Not to be confused with curling. Curling is the broomsticks on ice.
I played curling one time.
Oh, really?
You know how hard that is? The difference between it going into the back wall and falling like 20 metres short is like the tiniest of touches.
It's beyond me. But
anyway, sorry, hurling.
Hurling is
that terrifies me as well.
An incredibly barbaric sport. It's kind of
like lacrosse, but you
no
just
rules.
you just beat the crap out of the other people with the stick.
Yeah. So don't mess with Serge, I think is what I'm getting out of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be messing with that.
So let's see if Fuse can continue building on this momentum, really getting it done on D. As we see Manley, Jess Lynn with the discs. Has been throwing some really nice inside-out breaks. And this occasion goes to Wu. Wu gets free up the line. Excellent cut. Has power position. Doesn't utilise it. Now throws a flat flick.
A bit too flat on the release there.
That was a bit of a laser.
So hurling and Gaelic football, both amateur sports, so no one gets paid to play. They do get sponsorship arrangements and other deals, but semi-professional is the word. So just chatting with Liam Grant about that, whether Frisbee should be trying to be professional or whether we should actually look at that kind of model, semi-professional model. We're kind of doing that without choice.
There's O'Regan, the other Irish import, to Maylin. Maylin winds up a big backhand. This is going to be a good challenge. Taryn Anderson gets the D.
Sort of sucked the offense into the contest there.
Made him play, yep. Jenny Wu, nice little gainer. Both teams really looking to generate the offense straight out of the turn. Moves it to Jess Lynn. Jess Lynn sticks one long. And Megan is underneath it. And again, working really quickly. Big beard.
On that previous throw, I reckon she flipped the Frisbee in her hands before she threw it.
Yeah. Megan O'Regan.
Just tailing away.
Anderson with the disc. Fakes the backhand, now throws the around flick. That looks like it's to Jenny Wu. Jenny Wu looks to try and hit kind of jam a small one. It's really hard. Dump's going up the line.
Super hard flick, yeah.
It's almost like a reflex one, like you've got one shot at it. You can just kind of...
It's actually really low. I think it's really low percentage. Oh, catch it. I thought it might have had a second bit at that.
Yeah. Anderson, I think has lost her hat somewhere. Jenny Wu.
If that had gone over the top, that was money.
That was gold, yeah. Anderson has to step out wide, does so well to Jenny Wu. Jenny doesn't want to bounce it into the middle instead. Continues to push it up that line. And
I wonder if you actually set up really good players and they did the line cut 100 times what the percentage would be versus an in cut.
Yeah.
I mean, you do open the field up if you can hit it, but it's just put the touch on that's really difficult.
Yeah, but the things that it does for your entire team, I mean, it just opens up the whole field, you know. It's invaluable. So Fleming, been a really key factor in turning Fuse around in terms of their performance in this game. And Maylin.
Well, their halftime chat's done really well, Fuse.
Yeah.
It's like...
Picked it up to O'Brien, back to Fleming, and now back to Maylin. So now they're at the halfway point. Maylin looks for the big backhand, elects not to throw it. Instead goes upstairs with the high release to Bowden. Ali Bowden, back to Fleming. Fleming to Maylin. Maylin getting involved now. Nice open throw. They're right at the end zone line now. Count getting up, but they make it work.
Fuse, 8-6. Who would have thought?
L. Smith throwing the goal.
They could... I think it's probably too late to win it because 60 is a hard cap.
Yeah. If this was your old school 80-minute game, I think you'd see something different.
Got like 3 minutes to go, mate. So I'll be with you in a sec. Can you wait that long?
But yes, Fuse.
If this game had another 20 minutes,
yes,
that'd probably run over them, I reckon.
You might think about putting $1 on Fuse. Well, not that we gamble on Ultimate.
$1's a good limit.
$1, yeah. Yeah, and back Fuse in.
In my dreams of monetising Ultimate, some kind of like hypothetical fantasy Ultimate money-making pyramid scheme thing came to my mind, but it's regulation gets in the way, unfortunately.
Nice point, mate. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. So I think if you Fuse, even though you're right, we're probably going to see time cap at this point, but you'd be proud that, you know, from where you started, which was pretty stinky, to now, you've if you saw a 6-8 game, you go, yeah, that's about right.
Do you think Manley took their foot off a little bit? I didn't see as much of Holly on the field a little bit in that stretch. I don't know if that's...
Stoddard as well. But we just saw multiple turns in a point, you know, so...
A bit like the Cowboys game where the... I shouldn't talk about NFL, who cares about that?
Fuse now pulling to Manley. Let's see if they can put one more on the board. If they can do it in a hurry, it might make things interesting, but Manley just needs to be patient with the disc. Manley
did actually start about 5 minutes late. This is running to the clock.
All right, and then on cue, another fantastic put from Holly Reeve. And the continuation throw is a good one.
9-6, 50 seconds to go. Anyway, so the time clock started late. The game started late. The time clock is running to the time the game should end, which is 10 o'clock.
And it is almost 10 o'clock now, so I think we will see one more point as we watch another one of Holly Reeves. This one a little bit more bladey than the previous hucks, but when you're throwing them pinpoint, doesn't really matter what angle they're at. And they are calling last point now, so this will be game point. It'll determine whether it will be a 6-9 or 7-8.
7-8 feels right for this, I reckon.
Exactly, yeah. You almost, even though it won't change the outcome of the game, you're kind of rooting for Fuse, you know? Like, you wouldn't mind them seeing reward for effort.
Inside out flick, open side, break side huck for the end zone, like they did at that point before. That's what I'd be going for.
That would be nice.
After half, they did that, I think.
Holly Reeve with the pull. And it looks like Fuse will line up in a vert. Fleming. Looks to Megan O'Regan. Megan O'Regan's going deep, has separation, but it doesn't come. Bowden. Really nice put out wide. So a little bit, they're looking a bit smoother now with their offense. Fleming.
Bit of a traffic jam in the middle.
Yeah. And they move it up into the middle. Fleming goes up the line. Really nice cut, really nice throw. Two players went deep at the same time. So that's why we didn't see it. Ali Bowden. Great gainer out wide. Throws a little bit behind, but it works. So they're now about 2 meters out from their end zone line. But Holly Reeve read it well. Holly runs up. Lovely balanced low flick. She just has such great balance.
She's just natural, isn't it? Oh, that's not going to do it.
Won't get it done. So almost Rexy could have caught that one. So they're attacking end zone brick mark. Pardon me. It's Adrian Fleming. Megan O'Regan looks to go deep.
Oh, just a fraction of a second early. That was a good cut though.
Right around and no call.
Nope.
O'Brien. And now the huck goes up from you-know-who. And it's Jenna Kim not able to hold on to that one. Nice contest from Fleming. I mean, we've not watched every game.
That's a fantastic throw.
Yeah,
that's exactly where you'd want to put it.
Yeah.
Exactly there.
Yeah. I'd say, just based on the stream games that we've watched, Holly's probably had the best hucks of anyone in the tournament. So Bowden checks it in. Fuse trying to get something going out of the stack, but it's just not clicking. But they do manage to get it to Rickard's tank. And there's a D on Fleming.
Another line cut.
It's Jenna Kim.
Guess that's the whole balance and ultimate risk reward, isn't it?
Yeah. So Manley have a chance now. Bringing it off the sideline. They look to centre, they do. They go to Reeve. Reeve, lovely flat flick, and that will be the game. Jenna Kim.
She just flicked her wrist, and that just went like 20 metres on a dime.
Yeah. Jenna Kim catching the winning goal, catching the final goal to make it 6-9. Congratulations to Jenna. This is her first tournament for the Manley Div 1 women's team, having come from soccer. So well done. That is our first game locked away in the books. Thank you, Mike.
I'll do my best to stay off the commentary for the rest of the day.
Look, you're always welcome.
Boys are worried not to say anything too controversial, but I think I did it right.
I think you got through it. I don't think any letters of apologies need to be written. No. You were on your best behaviour. So we will be back. It is 10 a.m. Eastern here. We will be back for Spicy versus Mavericks, which will be fantastic. That will be another game that ULTI.TV are bringing. Yeah, with 2 streams.
If the Japanese commentators come back,
I don't think you scared them off. We might want to go find them.
I can't imagine trying to commentate in Japanese, though.
No. So we'll have Spicy vs Mavericks, Cohen Fraser, myself and Avril, and the ULTI.TV team. Bring it to you in just under half an hour's time.
See you then.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
ULTI.TV